Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you found yourself searching for your glasses, only to realize they've been sitting on your head the whole time. You're not alone. These little lapses in memory might seem harmless, even a little funny at times, but when they start happening more often, it can feel frustrating. Even a little scary. Now here's the thing. Most people chalk it up to just getting older, and sure, age plays a role. But what if I told you that some of the memory fog you're feeling could be coming from something much more manageable, like the food on your plate? That's right. There are certain foods that quietly sneak into our everyday meals, and over time, they can dull our thinking, slow our recall, and make us feel mentally sluggish. And the sneakiest part? These foods often look innocent. They don't come with warning labels that say, "Caution, brain fog ahead." But they're there, quietly chipping away at our clarity, our sharpness, and sometimes even our confidence. So today, let's shine a light on them. Because once we know what to look for, we can make small shifts, nothing extreme, that protect our brain and help us feel more clear, alert, and in control. You deserve to feel that way. Every day. Let's start with one of the biggest culprits, sugar. Now, before you sigh and say, "I already know sugar's bad," hear me out. We're not just talking about desserts here. Sugar hides in places you'd never expect. Your morning cereal? That healthy yogurt? Even that slice of whole wheat bread. Yep, it might be loaded with added sugars that mess with your mind. See, when you eat too much sugar, your blood sugar spikes and crashes. That roller coaster doesn't just leave you tired, it affects your brain. Over time, high sugar intake can lead to inflammation in the brain, which scientists now believe plays a big role in memory problems and even Alzheimer's. It's like trying to think clearly through fogged-up glasses. But here's the good news, you don't have to give up all sweetness to protect your memory. Just be mindful. Start by checking labels. Look for words like corn syrup, fructose, or anything ending in "ose." The fewer, the better. If you love sweet treats, try fruits like blueberries or apples. They give you the sweet taste you enjoy while supporting your brain, not working against it. Now, while sugar is a clear suspect, there's another food that's been quietly sabotaging mental sharpness for years: processed meats. I'm talking about things like deli slices, hot dogs, bacon, and even those quick and easy, frozen dinners with meat inside. They're convenient, sure, and they often taste good. But what's in them? Nitrates, preservatives, and additives that aren't doing our brains any favors. Studies have shown that the chemicals used to preserve these meats can trigger inflammation and oxidative stress, two things your brain absolutely does not need more of. They've even been linked to a higher risk of cognitive decline in older adults. That turkey sandwich might be faster to make, but if it's made with processed meat, it could be slowing you down over time. Instead, try roasting your own chicken or turkey breast at home. It takes a bit more time, but you can store it in the fridge and use it all week. That way, you know exactly what you're eating, real food, no mystery ingredients. Speaking of mystery ingredients, let's talk about something that might surprise you: vegetable oils. You know, those big bottles labeled canola, corn oil, or soybean oil? They've been in kitchens for decades, advertised as heart-healthy alternatives. But when it comes to your brain, these oils may be doing more harm than good. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, and while we do need some omega-6 in our diet, most of us are getting way too much. The problem? Too much omega-6 can throw off the balance with omega-3s, the fats that support brain health. That imbalance leads to, you guessed it, inflammation. And inflammation in the brain is like a slow leak in a boat. You might not notice it right away, but over time, you start to feel off course. If you're cooking at home, try switching to olive oil or avocado oil. They're rich in healthy fats and much more stable when heated. Your food will still taste delicious, and your brain will thank you for it. These food changes aren't about restriction, they're about clarity, confidence, and protecting the part of you that holds your memories, your stories, and your spark. Because yes, growing older brings changes. But feeling foggy, forgetful, or mentally tired every day, that doesn't have to be one of them. There's another common food that might be slipping through the cracks, and this one surprises a lot of people. It's white bread. Yes, the same fluffy, soft bread that many of us grew up eating in sandwiches or with our breakfast. It feels comforting, familiar. But what happens after we eat it? That's where the problem begins. You see, white bread is made from refined flour, which means the grain has been stripped of most of its nutrients and fiber. What's left breaks down into sugar quickly in your body. So even though you're not eating something sweet, it acts like sugar once it's inside. That spike and crash in blood sugar comes right back. And when your blood sugar swings up and down, it can make your brain feel like it's trying to think through a foggy windshield. But it's not just the quick energy crash. Refined carbs like white bread, white rice, and pastries have also been linked to poorer memory performance in older adults. And the more of them we eat, the worse the effects can become over time. Think of it like feeding your brain fast food. It fills the space, but it doesn't fuel your thinking. So what can you do instead? Try swapping out white bread for whole grain or sprouted bread. These options break down more slowly in your body, keeping your energy steady and your thinking clear. And if you're feeling adventurous, give rye or sourdough a try. They're not only tasty but easier on your blood sugar and your brain. Now, let's talk about something that might be in your kitchen right now, maybe even in your morning cup. It's artificial sweeteners. Yep, those little pink, blue, or yellow packets that promise all the sweetness with none of the guilt. But when it comes to brain health, the story is a little more complicated. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose have been studied for years, and while they're generally considered safe in small amounts, some research has raised concerns, especially for folks over 60. Some people report feeling more forgetful or foggy after regular use, and there's evidence that artificial sweeteners may interfere with the way our brains process glucose, the fuel our brain cells need to work properly. One study even linked frequent use of diet sodas to a higher risk of stroke and dementia. Now, that doesn't mean one sip of Diet Cola is going to harm you. But if artificial sweeteners are part of your daily routine, it might be time to pause and ask, is this really helping me? So what are the options? You can go natural. Stevia and monk fruit are both plant-based sweeteners that don't spike blood sugar or mess with your brain chemistry. Or, better yet, try retraining your taste buds to enjoy less sweetness over time. It might take a little while, but your body and brain will adapt. And you might just find that you like your coffee without 3 scoops of something artificial. Now, let's take a little turn, because sometimes it's not just what we eat, but how much we eat of it. Overeating in general, especially heavy meals late at night, can leave you feeling sluggish and mentally drained the next day. You know that feeling. Waking up tired even though you slept, and struggling to focus on simple things like reading the newspaper or remembering someone's name. When we eat too much, especially too late, our digestive system goes into overdrive while we're trying to rest. That can lead to poor sleep, and poor sleep leads to, you guessed it, memory fog. It becomes a cycle, one that's easy to fall into but hard to climb out of if we don't notice it. Try giving your body time to digest before heading to bed. A light dinner, a short evening walk, even just sipping water instead of snacking late. All of these small changes can help your brain recharge overnight, so you wake up with more clarity and energy the next day. This journey toward clearer thinking isn't about perfection. It's not about cutting everything out or following a strict diet. It's about listening to your body, noticing what makes you feel your best, and gently letting go of the habits that don't serve you anymore. Our minds are precious. They hold the laughter of loved ones, the lessons of a life well lived, the stories we've told 100 times and the ones we're still discovering. Protecting that, your memory, your spark, starts with care. With choices made one meal, one bite, one small decision at a time. One of the trickiest of them all when it comes to keeping your memory sharp: alcohol. Now I know, this one hits close to home for many people. Maybe it's a glass of wine with dinner, a cold beer on a warm afternoon, or a little something stronger during the holidays. And in moderation, sure, it can be part of a relaxing evening. But when it becomes a regular habit, especially after 60, that's when the effects start to show up where we least expect them. Alcohol affects the brain more powerfully as we age. That's because our metabolism slows down, our liver works a little differently, and even the way our brain cells repair themselves starts to change. A drink or two might not have felt like much in our younger years, but now it can linger, dulling concentration, disrupting sleep, and over time, even shrinking parts of the brain tied to memory and decision-making. One of the biggest problems with alcohol and memory isn't what happens after a night of drinking. It's the quiet, slow changes that build up over time. Regular alcohol use can reduce communication between brain cells, affect mood, and weaken the brain's ability to form new memories. It's like trying to write on a chalkboard that's already smudged. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy life or treat yourself, but it does mean being aware. If you do drink, keep it occasional and light. Try having alcohol-free days throughout the week, or replacing a nightly drink with a calming herbal tea or a glass of sparkling water with lemon. These little swaps add up, and your brain will notice. Now, let's shift to something more uplifting, because here's the truth that doesn't get said enough. The brain is incredibly adaptable. Even after 60, 70, or 80, your brain is still growing, learning, making new connections. And when we give it the right fuel, clean, nourishing foods, it responds. You start to feel clearer, more energized. You remember names faster. You laugh more easily. That's not wishful thinking, that's science. All those small decisions, choosing whole grains over white bread, swapping out processed meats for home-cooked ones, picking olive oil instead of corn oil, or skipping that second glass of wine, they're like gentle nudges, guiding your brain back toward clarity. You don't have to overhaul your entire lifestyle. You just have to care enough to start with one step. And here's the most beautiful part. When you feel clearer, you do more. You move more. You smile more. You engage with the people around you. You enjoy life more deeply because you're fully present for it. So if you've been feeling a little foggy, a little forgetful, or just not quite like yourself, don't be discouraged. That's not the end of the road. That's your body whispering, hey, something needs attention. And the great news is, you're listening. You're here. You care enough to take action, and that means more than you know. Let's quickly revisit what we've uncovered together, not as a checklist, but as gentle reminders. Sugar can sneak into your diet in surprising ways, quietly draining your mental sharpness. Processed meats, loaded with preservatives, may feel convenient, but over time, they cloud the brain's ability to stay focused. Refined carbs like white bread spike your blood sugar and fog your thinking. Artificial sweeteners, despite their promises, may interfere with your brain's natural rhythms. Heavy meals, especially late at night, disrupt sleep and slow your clarity the next day. And regular alcohol, though socially accepted and emotionally tied to relaxation, can slowly dull your mental edge if we're not mindful. Each one of these things on its own may not seem like much, but together, they form a pattern. And when you start adjusting that pattern, even just a little, you make space for something beautiful, a mind that feels awake, curious, and engaged. You deserve that, at every age. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you noticed any changes in your memory or energy levels lately? Are there any foods you've started avoiding, or any new habits you've tried that made a difference? Share your story in the comments. You never know who you might inspire just by speaking up. And if this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. It tells us you want more content like this, and it helps others find it too. Don't forget to subscribe, so you never miss a new video on how to live a healthy, happy life after 60. We're building a community here, one where age isn't a limitation, but a celebration. So here's to you, to your journey, to the clarity, joy, and strength that comes when you nourish your body and mind with care. Because no matter your age, your best days still belong to you. Let's live them well. Together.